Next up in the workshop on Slinging Paint, Veil of Ruin. See you soon. Hey guys, welcome back to the Paint Slinger, and welcome back to the workroom. So we are going to try and finish up this fella right here today, and I was kind of fighting with what I wanted to do with the ground. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a kind of a brown, or if I wanted to do what, but I've decided that I'm going to go with a dark gray color. It's called Skaven Blight Dinge is what it's called, and that's going to be the start anyway. So let's get to it. We're going to use a medium layer or a medium base brush, because there's a lot of ground to cover. Take the pun if you wish, or don't. It's okay. I kind of chose a gray, dingy color because, you know, why not? Something a little bit different. Not quite what you normally see. So, you know, while this guy has been kind of a challenge for me to figure out what paint colors I want to use, the paint colors and the stuff that I've eventually chosen have actually worked out really, really well. I am actually quite happy with how things have turned out with this fella. Yeah, I'm not disappointed in it at all. I'm actually there. Forget where I put my paint on my palette. That happens from time to time because my palette is so filled with other colors that sometimes, just sometimes, I forget exactly where it is. I put down my colors. But that's okay. Now, you know, I've kind of worked the tree already, but what I'm going to do is going to trade the large brush for a smaller brush so I can get into the finer details around the base of the tree. Still you know, get as much as I can with the big brush. There we are. I mean, we also have, you know, kind of a dead looking fella in the back here, so we'll have to deal with him too. And that's fine. Kind of partly skeletal, partly kind of fleshy, bloated. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. So enough with that one. Now we can go back in with the small layer brush. Actually, okay, cool. Try and get into some of the detail areas. And I couldn't necessarily get with the big brush. Yeah, he's coming along quite nicely. There it is. Base coat for the ground is done. Boom! Just like that. All right. Now let's get some color on that fella in the back. Let's see what we can come up with. All my paints are in different places, and I can't find them. Boom, boom. But that's okay. We'll find them. They're here. We just gotta find them. And when I find them, they will be used. As you can see, the COVID lockdown seems to be, you know, making me a little silly. A little sillier than normal anyway. Yeah. I don't know where my Zandri dust went to. It just, oh, betcha. Nope. was close. So close. But alas, it wasn't it. The color still escapes me. And you know, the workbench being as cluttered as it is. Yeah, it's cluttered. I got lots going on. So, yeah. It is what it is. I got 6 or 7 different projects on the go here. You know, not just this guy. However, this guy has been freaking cool. I love him. It's kind of awesome. Well, you know what? We're not going to worry about that. The color will pop up when it's ready to be found. Although it's really weird that it's just gone. Usually I know where it is. Usually I have it in a very specific spot in my paint tray, but it's not there. I bet you 10 to 1 it was my cats that moved it around. They're just like, I moved my paints. Because it's what they do. They're evil, and I love them. Oh, that's okay. I have an idea of what I want to do anyway. Gonna kind of use this. So this is a bloated fella in the back. He's, you know, definitely seen better days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of coat him, kind of color him sort of a light color, and I'm starting with Ionrach Skin. It's a color I haven't actually used before. We're going to see how it takes, how it works. And kind of go from there. I mean, there's flesh, there's bone, there's a little bit of everything kind of kicking out on this guy. I'm starting them off anyway on a really pale sort of color. Now I do have excuse me, I do have a very specific way that I do bone and stuff, and this really isn't it, but we're gonna make it work, as you never know exactly how it's gonna turn out. I mean, if you've completely planned for the paint job and you know exactly what paints you're going to use, what color, you know, where you're going to use them, and you have all of your paints stacked and ready to go, like I normally do. It's weird that one paint is gone. It's missing. It's missing in action. I don't like it. So there's the fella in the back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of dirty him up. We're going to use a combination of washes. I'm going to use some sepia, some Seraphim sepia, And a little bit of that camo shade that we used for the water. Kind of mix it together for kind of a greeny brown sort of thing. And we're going to give it, him, thing, dead person, kind of a nasty sort of wash. There we go. That kind of looks turned out a little bit better than I thought. There we go. It's kind of greeny, kind of brown. It's kind of grody, actually. It's kind of what it is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of highlight to the ground. Using a dry brush, naturally. Kind of looking for my small dry brush. Well, I have a funked out medium base brush that'll probably work. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for some lighter grays, because we started with Mechanicus Standard Gray and that gave us a nice good base. But we're going to look for a couple of lighter grays to go on top of it, just to give us kind of that you know, that feel, that kind of that lived in feel. So we're going to start with Dawnstone. Wipe it off on the brush, on the pad, so we have most of it off. Then it's just going to be kind of a light dry brush to help pick out some of the details, give us a little bit of depth into the ground. And we're doing this while we're waiting for, you know, Buddy to dry. A little bit into the tree, but not a whole lot. Working it down into the puddles along the edge. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use just a hair of Celestia Gray. Probably didn't see that one too terribly well. There you go. And that is going to be more or less the final highlight on the ground, because I want more of the gray to show up. And probably what I'm going to do after that, well, actually what we are going to do after that is we're going to give it a wash. I haven't quite decided what color yet, but we're going to give it a bit of a wash. To help, you know, tone down and blend in these colors. It's a little bit heavier dry brush than I was hoping for, but that's fine. It's fine. We can deal with that. Just kind of liking how it's turning out. So, probably what I'm going to do is take some of that greeny brown, maybe give it a bit of a wash on the edges. Of the ground where the water meets. There we go. A little bit in there. It's not an exact science. I kind of some days wish it was, but it ain't. So we do our best. Hope it looks cool. People go, wow, that's amazing. There we go. Now I'm going to take this one. He's tired. He fell over. Decent shade. Right. Medium shade brush. And we're going to pull some of this sepia. And actually, I think no, not that one. This one is a little bit of Agrax Earthshade, I think. Just a hair to darken it up. Give the gray a little bit of brown tone. I think will look cool. There we go. Don't want a lot. I don't want a lot of shade. I just want to kind of hit it. So yeah, some of the gray coming through, some of the brown. Kind of see how it's looking. There. The guy in the back, of course, you know, it's looking pretty gooey. Now we have to figure out some greens. For the water. Just want to highlight the water just a little. So we're going to wash this down quite a bit. It'll look pretty okay. It's mostly around the thing person in the water that I want to highlight anyway. So you can kind of see that I've started to highlight up the water underneath. I don't want to do too much because, you know, water. And it's, even though it's kind of flowing fast, it's not necessarily flowing fast. So we're just giving her a couple colors. And you know what? We are almost finished this guy. Now I do have a few ideas for the base of the model, for the outer side of the base of the model. But we won't have time to get into that today. I mean, we will have time to tell you about it. I kind of want to use a kind of a brown, almost the same kind of brown that I used on the log, but a little bit differently, and then maybe some red lettering. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Anyway, there's pretty much your completed crab, dude, from Veil of Ruin. Check them out, veilofruin.com. Check them out on their Kickstarter too. It's got some good stuff going down there. Good stuff. Miniatures, D&D 5th edition module, the whole nine. Check it out. Once again, that's veilofruin.com, and check them out on their Kickstarter. So there he is. Let's get Shablam. Let's see, the camera doesn't really want to focus. There we go. There he is. The monster. Brrr. Brrr. I don't know what kind of sound he makes. It's up for you, the DM, to determine what kind of sound he makes, but maybe it's just, you know, because he's kind of crabby. I don't know, but anyway, there he is. Enjoy him. Have fun. Remember, check out Veil of Ruin at veilofruin.com, and check them on the Kickstarter. Until next time, paint safe, and we'll see you in the workshop.